say, no, let's not use that one. Why not? Well, what does the Azuki guys tell you? They say this is the cheapest contract to mint on. And that is 100% true. I will show later on a link to my GitHub. We made all kinds of gas tests, and you will see that is 100% true. If you are minting 100, what is the Azuki contract doing? It is actually only minting token number 100. And the other 99 tokens, they just stay on the 0 address. And if you ask who owns token number 50, it just iterates over there. The next one that was minted is 100. That's the owner. Okay, that's pretty cool. And it is absolutely the cheapest to mint. But what happens if I come in and I come to buy token number 50? Well, that same contract will do that same iteration. It will go looking to that token that was minted, token number 100. It will then come back to token 50, and it will mint it to the poor guy that is buying, and will then mint token number 49 back to me, because it has to stay consistent. So the small buyer is actually paying a ton of gas, because he's paying for 2 mints at that moment. And that doesn't go away, because the contract always has to do that check over and over again. So in the end, in the long run, the contract is actually not a low gas contract. It's just a good pro whale contract if you mint 100. So when the A came out, I wrote an answer to it. I was going to call it the ERC721B, but people in my Discord, they said, Frank, come on, call it F. F stands for Frank. So we called it F, and yeah, there will be a link, a QR code at the end, so you can just go directly to the GitHub. It's completely documented. It wasn't a year ago. A year ago it was just like 3 files, but now it's completely documented. You have all the examples you want, including even on-chain art and so on. So you can have a lot of fun with that. It's all open source. Go copy paste. So let's see the 10 tips now. What have you done to make the F so good, so low gas? Well, the first thing that as a Solidity dev you need to know is state variables. So if you have variables that you're using it more than once in your method, well, it is more interesting to actually copy it to a 10 variable and just use it like that. If you know that your code, of course, is not changing that state variable. That will be more gas efficient. And of course, yeah, we're going down on the more for the for loops. And very important here is array.length, because you're going to read your array.length all the time. So cache it out. You're not going to change the length of your array anyhow. So cache it out. But it's a war on for loops. We're not finished here yet. So this is where we were, right? What else can we change? Well, the incrementer. The incrementer here, it is using checked code since Solidity 8. There is actually code in there to see if that's not going to overflow, if not going to underflow. But basically, you're in a mint loop here. Is that going to overflow? Is that going to underflow? No, it's not. It's not going anywhere. So make it unchecked. And then, yeah, the last one, because yeah, we're building our mint method here. You can call it that, whatever. That's where we are. And that's where we're going. If you're not changing your array for some reason, then make it call data. Because call data, the reads on call data, they're a lot cheaper than the reads on memory. Because yeah, probably if you make a mint method of this, it would become an airdrop method. So you're just going to loop over all these addresses and mint something to these guys. You're not going to change anything. So make it call data. It's a lot more gas efficient. Okay, comparisons. But we already said it's an unsigned int. go negative. So why should I do a require bigger than 0 if I can do a require not 0? We know it's not going anywhere. And the second one will, once again, use less gas. I really love this one. Swap method. This is how we do it. Who's the developer in this room? I forgot to check. Who's the developer in this room? Okay, I got a ton of development. That's how you do a swap, right? Well, Solidity has a very, very handy feature, and it's called tuples. And with tuples, you can just swap like this. And this now means I don't have to make that temp variable, because that temp variable will once again cost me gas. So I can do it better using it like this. Use external when possible. So it's something, I do a lot of audits also on contracts, and it's something that developers use to forget